Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm mid makeup, but I wanted to come on camera because I have a new foundation to try out for you guys. You guys know I'm a foundation junkie. That is one of my favorite things to try out, is complexion products. And so today I'm trying out the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. Now I got this color because I was watching Desi's Snapchat. Her and I are usually the same color. Sometimes she's a little darker, or she tends to wear foundations that show up a little darker on me, and then sometimes she'll wear a foundation that's a little lighter on me. So she wears 410 according to her snap, and so I got 420 golden. I don't know all the claims of the foundation except it's supposed to be really full coverage. I've tried avoiding watching reviews just so that I can have a fresh opinion. Huda Beauty came out with 30 shades. It's supposed to be medium to full coverage. It's good for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin. The finish is satin, matte, radiant, and natural. And they describe it as a full coverage cream foundation that visibly conceals blemishes and imperfections for a filter-like finish. This is that it's like radiant, satin, matte. I don't know how all of that matches into one foundation, but I'm very excited to see. Again, this is the outer packaging, and this is what the actual packaging looks like. Again, I got the color 420G. I hope it's the right color. It looks a little dark outside of the bottle, but you just never know because the Rihanna one looks a little lighter, but when I put it on my skin it matches fine. So let's see how this works. So in the inside of the box it also comes with the primer. I don't wear primers and I already prepped my skin, so I'm just going to leave that in there. Primers tend to change the finish of the foundation. I just want to see how it performs on its own, like I do with any of my other foundations. I'm also not going to color correct because the website says that it is medium to full coverage, and so I want to see what this foundation is all about. Hopefully I got the right color. It's so tough buying online. I'm going to start with a little bit first, and then I'm going to go ahead and add more if I need to. I'm also going to do one side with a sponge and then the other side with a brush. Now before I jump in, I just want to let you guys know that it is plastic. It's not a glass bottle, which I don't mind because when you travel you could possibly break your foundation. It's happened to me before, so I feel like it's going to be very travel friendly. And also, if you're familiar with Huda Beauty products, they don't have the fanciest packaging. It's nice, it's not ugly, but I just feel like it's not as high-end as like NARS, for example. But enough rambling, let's get into the foundation. So I'm going to use one pump. Alright, it's not coming out. Oh, there it goes. That was half a pump. I'm just going to do the other half. So that is one pump of foundation. It looks like it's a good match so far. I'm going to do the brush side first to see how much coverage I get. Has a strong smell. Smells like a perfume. I'm not sure which perfume, but it does have a strong fragrance. Now my skin is very sensitive. Not as sensitive as most, so I hope that this doesn't break me out. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap that onto my face. I have a lot of marks I got to cover up here, so I'm not really a fan of this brush. I don't like how it's applying things, so I'm just going to get my Morphe M439. I'll be right back. Got my Morphe brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and, yes, this is much, whoa, okay. That's a big difference because with that other brush I wasn't getting that much coverage. I was like, okay, this brush is doing me no justice, but it smells like something, but I can't remember what it is. So far I'm liking it. I do feel my skin tingling a little bit, but it literally covered everything. Alright. Wow, the difference in the screen. Now, I do like the way it's looking so far. I do feel like I have makeup on. It's not extremely heavy. What other foundation is heavy? The Milani one. I don't know if you guys have ever tried the Milani 3-in-1. Like, that foundation, you can actually feel it on your skin. This one is somewhat similar to that. Not as heavy though. I feel like the color I got, it looks like it's a pretty good match. I feel like I can go a half shade lighter. I feel like this is my transition color. I know throughout the winter this is going to be too dark for me, so I might go back for 410 if I end up enjoying this foundation. But so far so good. It does feel tacky. I felt like this brush was sucking up a lot of product. I feel like if I would have used my Morphe, I would have had more foundation in the back of my hand for the other side. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back in with half a pump, I feel, just to even out the complexion. So on this side, I'm going to go ahead and apply it with a beauty sponge, and let's see how that applies. I'm going to go in with my Sigma sponge. First thoughts, I do really like how the foundation is initially applying. I like the way it blended with the brush, not so much with the sponge. You guys saw I had to switch over from sponge to brush. I would say that it's tingly, like on this part of my face. I don't know if it's because of the fragrance, not sure what it is, or if it's just me bugging out, but I literally feel a tingly sensation around my chin area. The color, unfortunately, is not that great of a match. I thought it was, just initially having it, but you can even tell on my hand, like, this is a lot more orangey red than the rest of my skin tone. Well, not red, just a lot more golden. I'm a little more neutral. And so I want to try out a different color if I end up liking it. I'm very eager to see how the rest of my makeup applies on top of the foundation. After I apply everything, I will let you guys know how I feel about it with, you know, all my stuff on. Alright guys, so I finished applying the rest of my makeup, and I must say I really like the way it looks with everything else on my face. I really wish this was my right foundation color so that I didn't have to return it and get a different one. It looks so good. So good. I feel like for next time I can use a little less product. I feel like it is kicking up just a little bit in certain areas, but nothing too bad. That's just user error because I used the wrong brush, so it's mainly on this side that I feel like kicking on. It definitely does look like I have a filter when I take a picture. Like, it looks so flawless. I'm just gonna take a quick picture to show you guys what to do. Front camera quality sucks, but I suck at taking pictures with my back camera. What? Bruh, it looks so good. I wasn't expecting to like the foundation as much as I do now, because initially when I applied it on, it was nice, but it wasn't my favorite. I was like, okay, it's an okay foundation. But Huda Beauty, you did your thing, girl. You did your thing. I can do without the fragrance, okay? That's a con for me. I feel like I don't need my foundation to smell like perfume. It was tingling like around my chin area when I applied it, so I can do without that. You guys give me your opinion. Like, what do you think it looks like? Because on my end, like, I can't stop looking at my phone because it looks so good. Usually my foundation doesn't look as smooth on the camera as it does right now. Not that my skin looks bad, it's just a lot smoother. I would recommend first getting matched at a store and getting a sample, just because of the whole fragrance thing. Don't think that you need this foundation right away. Try it out. If it works for you, then I definitely recommend it, because this is like the most flawless I feel like my skin has looked in any foundation in ever. Like, I think I like this better than the Fenty one, because this is just like smooth city right now. It's amazing. My sister-in-law's here. What do you think of my foundation right now?
Oh, it's really good. It covers everything. I don't see any pigmentation, so I feel like it does.
Does it look too cakey?
No, not on you.
I like it.
I like it too. I think it brings out the highlighting even more. I don't know if you put extra pot.
Yeah, I went ham on highlight today.
Okay. But still, it looks good though.
I want to see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. I think I put too much. I didn't know it was going to be that full coverage. So that's why I asked if it was cakey, because I put, like, if it was a normal foundation. I started putting a line. I'm like, oh my god, this covers so much. This is all, it was already on my face.
Did you put powder on?
Yeah, that too.
Now the only part where it will look cakey will be here.
That's my like, smile lines.
But no, it looks good, girl. You look like you're ready to go on a photo shoot.
So there you go, guys. There's no lying in this video. None. It just looks good. But I recommend you guys get a sample first because of the fragrance. I told you I started getting a little itchy here on my chin. It was a weird situation. But It looks good. I'm gonna wear it throughout the rest of the day. I will show you guys how it looks like before the end of the night. I'm gonna check it back 2 times, let you know how it's holding up, if it's really gonna like keep sinking into my smile lines, which almost every foundation does, if it cakes up or if it starts disappearing anywhere. I'll let you guys know what it looks like. So peace. Hey guys, I know I'm looking a little crazy right now. I already took off my lashes. Honestly, I'm ready to fall asleep, but I'm trying to keep it on for a longer time. Like, I'm even trying to look fancy, but I really just have a huge t-shirt on right now. The foundation, I've had it on for about 5 hours. It still looks really, really good. I am impressed because I was cooking and I was steaming some veggies and all that stuff, and when I lifted up, you know, the steam went all up in my face. Everything stayed intact. Everything is still on and popping. So I'm gonna keep this on for maybe 4.5 more hours, wait until my husband comes home. I'll do a final check-in, but so far so good. When I first applied it, it felt a little heavy, but for some reason it doesn't feel like that anymore. Usually with other foundations that are thicker and you feel on your skin, they tend to get heavier throughout the day. So that's pretty good. I can't smell the foundation anymore. I'm not breaking out. My skin doesn't feel all tingly anymore on my chin area or anything like that, which is awesome. Every foundation usually settles into my smile lines. This one is somewhat settling in, nothing too bad. So that's also good. And yeah, I will check back in with you guys in a couple of hours, probably before I wash it off. So yeah. Okay guys, last check-in of the day. I've had this foundation for past 8 hours. I'm checking in on my phone because I'm done. I'm ready to go to sleep. But everything stayed on. The highlighter stayed on. The bronzer stayed on. Bronzer stayed on. My smile lines aren't as bad as they normally are with foundations, which is amazing. The coverage is bomb. If you're planning or thinking about getting this foundation, I say yes. It has my stamp of approval. If you're very, very sensitive to fragrances, I would stay away from it because it does linger for about an hour or two, then it goes away. But it's $40. You get so much product because a little bit does go a long way, and I learned that the hard way. But yes, foundation is an A+. Good job, Huda Beauty. I can't wait to get a shade that actually matches me very well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in my next one.